Hello and welcome back to 365 Days with mxmtoon. I'm Maia, a singer, songwriter, video maker, Oakland native, and continent connoisseur. I'm also a big fan of history. I love untold stories, gross facts, hidden secrets, anything weird, dark, and funky from the past. Each day, I'm going to share a few of my favorite deep cuts with you. So let's take a look at today's stories.
It's 365 with mxmtoon. New facts every day, so don't leave too soon. I'm gonna teach you stuff, no it won't be tough. Gonna go a year till you've had enough. It's 365 mxmtoon.
Today in 2019, a new deepest point of land on Earth was identified. It's in East Antarctica, under the Denman Glacier, at 3.5 km below sea level. It is nearly half as deep as Mount Everest is tall and double the depth of the Grand Canyon. It's an ice-filled canyon and goes 11,500 feet below sea level. The scientists working on this project noted that there are sea trenches in the ocean that go deeper, but this canyon is the deepest that is technically on land. The deepest ocean point is the Mariana Trench in the Western Pacific. The glaciologists who discovered the canyon were from the University of California, Irvine, and they were thrilled to find that the canyon was much deeper than they actually expected. It was an important scientific discovery because it will help scientists do experiments on how Antarctica will change in the future with climate change. For instance, the maps found a high ridge sits underneath the glaciers at the Transantarctic Mountains, and the ridge will limit how fast the plateau can drain. This will be important when the ice melts in the coming years of global warming because the plateau drains. The slower water levels will rise in coastal nations. The new map of the continent fills out the empty gaps from earlier research. The map is called Bed Machine Antarctica, and it presented a mixed bag in terms of climate change. Some areas were found to be more well protected than previously assumed, due to the underground features revealed by the map, while others were shown to be on risky retrograde beds. The bumps and hollows below the surface of the ice help scientists determine how the glaciers will move in future years. The map was constructed using data from 19 different research institutes that dates all the way back to 1967. They also used ice shelf bathymetry from NASA. Bathymetry is the measurement of depth of natural water features, so ice shelf bathymetry measures the depth of ice shelves. Unfortunately, the instability on the continent is becoming more serious already. A quarter of the West Antarctic ice sheet has become unstable according to recent studies. Some glaciers have thinned by as much as 120 meters. These put the continent towards the higher end of the projected climate change predictions. You might not guess it from the maps, but Antarctica is bigger than the US and Mexico combined. That's not the only fascinating thing about the icy continent, though. This one won't come as a surprise, but the coldest temperatures ever on Earth were recorded in Antarctica in 1983. It was a, brace yourself, whopping negative 128.56 degrees Fahrenheit, and I literally cannot imagine what that would be like. Contradictory to what you might guess, cold doesn't always mean wet in Antarctica. It also happens to be one of the driest places on Earth. The dry valleys rarely have snow and ice. Despite that, yes, Antarctica is still mostly ice. 99% of the continent is covered in it. The continent is also extremely windy. The wind speeds can reach 200 miles per hour. Antarctica also holds 70% of the planet's fresh water and 90% of its ice. The average thickness of this ice is an entire mile. In some places, the ice hides entire mountains. The Gamburtsev Mountains go 750 miles on the planet and are buried beneath 15,750 feet of ice. The mountains aren't the only thing under ice. There's also an entire lake. Lake Vostok is a freshwater lake beneath 2.5 miles of ice. It's approximately the same size as Lake Ontario. It's the largest of 200 lakes under the ice. Next up in geological formations, there's an active volcano too. Mount Erebus is the southernmost active volcano on planet Earth, and inside houses lava lakes. Antarctica was discovered by accident. It was first spotted in 1820, and it took 20 more years for people to figure out that it was a continent and not a group of islands. No one stepped foot on the continent for nearly 100 years. The first man was named Roald Amundsen, who arrived on December 14th, 1911, and put up a Norwegian flag to honor his country. In 1959, the Antarctic Treaty was signed by 12 nations who had been secretly negotiating about the use of the land for over a year. It declared that the land could only be used for peaceful means and research has been done. 30 countries operate 80 research stations in various spots on the continent. The researchers occupy the continent year-round, with 4,000 in the summer season and 1,000 in the winter. Additionally, about 20,000 tourists visit Antarctica this year. It sounds like a very cold vacation, but most of the travelers are there to do outdoor activities like wildlife excursions, mountain climbing, and bird watching. Another favorite animal on the land is the penguin. They're the most common bird on the continent, living in colonies in such large numbers that some are as big as human cities. Earlier this year, it was reported that Denman Glacier itself has retreated 3 miles within the past 20 years. If it ever fully thaws, the Denman Glacier could produce a 1.5 meter, almost 5 feet, sea level rise around the world. If the entire West Antarctic sheet melted, sea levels would rise by 5 meters or 16 feet. So, let's make sure it stops melting. Today in 2011, 2 students at Evanston Township High School pulled a prank. Jesse Chatz and Charlotte Runzel, student council leaders, played Baby by Justin Bieber over and over on the PA system. To stop it, they then challenged their fellow students to donate money to Stop the Bieber. They played the song until they received $1,000 in donations. They started the music on Monday and kept the song playing on repeat till Wednesday. They donated the money raised to Buku, a local organization that provides arts and cultural opportunities to residents of the town. It had been going through a difficult financial time, and the fundraiser helped the organization to get back on its feet. And now for our final segment of the day, I'll be going back in my own photo archives to see what I was up to on a December 12th in my life. Looks like December 12th. I have a video here. Oh my gosh. I have a video here on December 12th of me filming a set that I was practicing for the Plum Blossom Tour, actually, which was December 12th, 2018 was when I started doing rehearsals. And at that point, I hadn't really played many live shows of me, singing songs. And I had my first headline coming up at the Moroccan Lounge in January 2019. So I had video footage. I'd to record me sitting down doing my set that was 20 minutes long at that point. I didn't have enough material, and send it off to my managers. That way they could watch it. And I just recently gotten managers. I now am very close with both of them, but I was still nervous about asking for help or advice and stuff. And so that was my very first time getting feedback on a live show. And now I have a band and I have more experience with playing live and everything. And it's pretty crazy how much can happen in the course of 2 years. Come back tomorrow for more weird and funky facts, and please subscribe on your favorite podcasting device. See you tomorrow.
It's 365 with mxmtoon. New facts every day, so don't leave too soon. I'm gonna teach you stuff, no it won't be tough. Gonna go a year till you've had enough.